it by booting up Persona 4 Arena. And you may notice something unusual, and that is because I am now using the camera in a different way. More up close and personal.
Here's the guys that are bringing you this show.
It's a wrong road. I go when the getting you wants. But it's stronger. The farther on you go. Thought I knew you. You can't never say on me. That sorry shadow I could turn out to be. Sometimes I cannot. Just can't understand where my head is at. Oh, what my heart is saying. All throughout the struggle, sometimes I feel I can't shake the habit. I just can't wake up. But I know in the end I'll be the chill. Cause the road will go with me or without. Making no compromise. Fighting for a better life.
Persona 4 Arena.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Now then, why don't you introduce yourself?
This is a space that only those who have, in one way or another, entered into a contract may enter. In your daily life, you subconsciously heard the call to awaken, and you chose to follow the destiny of your inner voice, thereby enacting your glorious awakening to your power.
Here
Very
goes.
well.
Okay, looks to be loading. But I can't do a thing. I don't know what's supposed to happen now. supposed to read it. Floor, the ceiling, the furnishings, everything is blue. It's quite unlike what I normally see throughout my day. And yet my heart is mysteriously calm. I recognize the slight rumbling as an engine and realize that I'm in a car. Or rather, someplace else I recognize.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
The old man with the bizarre face sitting before me makes an expression that appears to be a smile. Sitting quietly next to the old man is a woman as beautiful and delicate as an ice sculpture.
Ah, it seems we have a guest with an intriguing destiny. My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance.
The name Igor alone already ominous. The Velvet Room. Igor. Even though I'm barely conscious, I remember that this is not the first time I've heard those names. I see, this is a dream. This happened in the past. I've been in this room before. My memory is correct. What he says next is,
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. It is a room that only those who are bound by a contract may enter. It may be that such a fate awaits you in the near future.
the words I expect to hear fall from the old man's mouth. Surprised that I still remember them. Another me, the one not in the dream, can't help but smile at that.
Now then, why don't you introduce yourself?
I remember this too. When I said my name here, I forged a contract with them. And so I answer. You Narukami. When I open my eyes, the light is so blinding that I have to squint. For a moment, I can't figure out where I am, and I look around.
Right. I was on my way back.
I mutter to myself and look out the window. The sky is somewhat cloudy, unfortunately, but the scenery is as peaceful as always. It seems that I fell asleep on a train headed to the countryside, where I spent the last year, in Inaba. If I recall correctly, when I first came to the town, it was an afternoon just like this. I dozed off in the same way back then and was summoned to the Velvet Room. That was when Igor said that misfortunes would befall me, and just as he foretold, I was dragged into an outrageous murder mystery. That was no ordinary case. Midnight channel, shadows and personas, the powers of the heart. I saw things that could scarcely be believed. But I made memories there that could never be replaced as well. We gained the powers of the personas and we suffered together. I stood with my friends on the investigation team against those misfortunes and fought alongside them. There's no way I could have overcome such ordeals without their help.
Wonder what everyone's been up to.
After solving the mystery, it was decided that I would leave Inaba around the same time my parents would be returning from overseas. It's been about 2 months since I last saw them all, and they were saying goodbye to me at the train station. I had decided to stay at a Dojima residence during Golden Week so that I could spend the holiday with my friends. Of course, my uncle was happy to hear this, and his only daughter, Nanako, should be glad to see me too.
Oh, Damn it! I still haven't picked up Yosuke's gift.
Was supposed to be something special after all. Actually, I'd received a call from Teddy, one of my investigation team friends, this morning. The details of that conversation are a bit confusing.
Hello? Is this Sensei?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really sorry to bring this up, but I forgot to tell you something very important. I have a special request for the souvenirs I'm sure you'll be bringing your best friend.
Teddy, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to tell people what you want them to bring you as souvenirs. I already have souvenirs for everyone, but oh well. Sure enough, Teddy was only asking for some snacks that aren't sold in Inaba, so it wasn't much trouble. Ah, but there was one problem.
Oh, and one more thing. Can I ask you to pick up something for Yosuke too?
I was planning on bringing something for everyone anyway, but go ahead.
Cool! Well, Yosuke's been down in the dumps after his mommy burned his favorite nurse. She was what I called scorching hot. Just kidding.
A nurse?
Ah, come on, Sensei. You know what I'm talking about. His nurse magazine with the chest examinations and the bare behinds.
I see. And you expect me to buy him a replacement?
Of course, silly. People coming to visit are supposed to bring presents.
All right. Oh, I was planning to head back tomorrow, but since we're meeting up early, I decided to go back today. Can you pass that on to everyone?
Aha! Then the sexy nurses will be arriving even sooner. It'll be like, Sensei, we have an emergency patient. Yosuke will be so happy. Okay then, we'll be waiting for you.
I'm a little worried now. I hope he isn't telling everybody something that would give them the wrong idea. Well, I should just call again once I get there. But I'll ignore that for now.
Nurses, huh?
In the end, I wasn't able to pick one up for him. How can I put it? I'd feel bad for Yosuke if I gave him that magazine, and every time he opened it, his friend's face kept popping up in his head. And I have to think Yosuke has his pride too. He doesn't need me buying him this stuff. Then again, this is Yosuke we're talking about. I'm sure he'll understand if I explain my reasoning. Probably.
Now pulling into Yaso Inaba. This will be the last stop. Yaso Inaba.
Oh.
End of the line already. Looks like I've been a slave for a lot longer than I thought. Just as that thought came to me, a certain worry crossed my mind. If I had a dream of the Velvet Room, did it mean I was going to be dragged into another adventure? No, I shouldn't think such things. I'm overthinking it. Higarat said, I'm delighted to make your acquaintance after all, so it's nothing but a dream. It's quite misleading since I've had dreams of being summoned into that room ever since. The train begins to slow. I take it as my cue to gather my belongings from the luggage rack above me. When that train must come to a complete stop and the doors open, even the smell of the wind evokes a sense of nostalgia. I think I'm getting a little too sentimental. I step out to the platform with a wry smile. I'm standing in front of the train station, but this town is as quiet as it's always been. I realize that the sun has started to set and the orange sky envelops the world.
Now, what should I do?
Today is May 2nd. According to the calendar, the latter half of the holidays will begin tomorrow. I told Doji-san that I was going to arrive today, but it seems she's being too busy with work to come get me. Ryotaro Dojima, he's my uncle, stayed with him last year. He's a detective with the Inaba police, and he's raising his elementary school-age daughter, Nanako, by himself. It seems that he was suddenly contacted by a detective from the Metropolitan Police Department regarding last year's case and will have to work late. What happened last year was very serious, so that may be why this has come up. You shouldn't have worried about it. I recall how apologetic he sounded over the phone and can't help but from smiling. Told him that I knew the way over from the station, but a bag packed with necessities and souvenirs for everyone turned out to be quite a load. Nanako might be waiting for me alone at the house, so I want to get there as soon as possible too. To be honest, I don't know when the bus will come. Maybe I should just call for a taxi? Just as I'm thinking this.
Huh? Nanako?
Big bro!
It is Nanako. There's no way I'd mistake her.
You came to meet me all on your own?
Why did she come to the station all by herself? True, the Dutchman residence is within walking distance, but it couldn't have been easy for her. But even though it's still light out right now, it will get dark soon, and the country roads are barely lit. What would she have done if I hadn't been there here? I'm about to voice my concern, but Nanako sounds slightly proud when she says,
Don't worry, Dad knows about it. He gave me money for the bus.
"Yeah,
He said he couldn't make it, so I came instead. Welcome back, big bro. I wanted to see you so much.
Thanks. I'm happy to see you again, too.
I see. She must have wanted to show me that she's grown up too. She's around that age after all. For a moment I'm surprised that Dutchman let her do this. But I can kind of imagine what kind of conversation took place. Nanako had always been a capable girl, but over the past year, her housekeeping skills have improved greatly, and she's proven herself to be very reliable. She takes the lead in many things within the house, and even Dojima-san can't compete with her sometimes. I can easily imagine that scene in my mind. And it's true that I'm glad someone came to welcome me. I take Nanako's hand and we begin walking side by side.
Well, no sense standing around here. What's in the fridge at home?
Lots. Dad and I bought a ton of stuff since you were coming to visit.
If Nanako says so, then he really must have bought a lot. Dojima-san did say he'd pick up dinner for us, but if that's the case, maybe I should put together something to go with it. I asked Nanako what she wants to eat, and she looked back with a twinkle in her eyes.
Are you gonna cook dinner? Ooh, I wanna help.
Nanako and I make small talk while we walk through Inaba for the first time in a little while. Being here like this makes me feel as if I've gone back in time to a year ago. After we get back to the Dojima home, I hurry and unpack my belongings before heading to the kitchen. Nanako helped me out as diligently as she had claimed earlier. The way she mixes eggs seemed more skillful than before. Such a good girl, Nanako.
Good evening. This is the Evening Journal with news for May 2nd. Our top story is on the domestic airline that was hijacked yesterday.
The TV in the living room echoes through the house. The TV was on quite often in this house. When I first came to Inaba, Nanako was practically being raised by the television. There had been this odd sense of distance between us around the time. She hadn't started calling me Big Bro, and we didn't cook together like we are now. It's the little things that bring back memories. Right when we were about done making dinner, Dojima-san arrived with some deluxe sushi. Nanako quickly gets up and rushes to the door. She seems so happy when Dojima-san comes home. Dojima-san apologizes about the sudden increase in his workload, and then we all sit at the table and begin eating. Being here like this makes me feel like the 2 months I was gone never happened at all. There's a warm atmosphere, and I've always been a part of this family, and I've lived here with them for my entire life. I thank both of them from deep in my heart, and after I give them the souvenirs I brought for them, we enjoy chatting with each other as family.
Phew.
Another familiar room. This is the room that was prepared for me on the second floor of the Dojima residence. Stereo, TV, ventilator of course, summer. That mecha, maybe from Gundam. Nanako fell asleep from all the excitement. After carrying her to her room, I tell my uncle that I'd be going to bed early as well, since I have plans. All he said was, okay. I'm a little perplexed by this, but I have my suspicions. As he opened the door to my old room, it seems I was right. The room is no different than it had been when I was living here. It's exactly the same as it was when I left Inaba. I closed the door with a feeling of wistfulness. As I sit down on my sofa, thinking about my uncle's thoughtfulness, I sigh from the exhaustion of the long journey. I'll be able to see my friends tomorrow. Considering that there are still several days left in this holiday, it may be nice to leave early tomorrow and go visit the shopping district.
It's raining.
Time is just before midnight. In mere moments it will be a new day. Whenever it rains at night, I keep checking the time. While I spent the last year in Inaba, I was always checking for the midnight channel, which was a popular urban legend here in Inaba. It's a bad habit of mine, even when I'm not here. If you look at the turned off TV at midnight on a rainy night, you will see your soulmate. Oof. Discovering that this rumor was actually true was the first reason why I became involved in the murder investigation last year. But the person who actually appears on the Midnight Channel isn't your soulmate. It's the next victim. After discovering this, we all nervously sat before the TVs on rainy nights in order to solve the case.
That brings back some memories. Nothing will show anymore, though.
Will nothing really appear, though? Certainly have doubts. Why would I think that? After we solved that case, we all confirmed that the Midnight Channel wasn't appearing anymore. The empty screen stays silent. So why?
Just in case.
It's not going to turn on. There's no way. The more I think about it, the more I feel my resolve fading to the TV screen, as if something is drawing me into it. The only thing I see is my reflection in the dark lights of the CRT television. So I thought.
Rivals. They are friends, yet powerful foes. The desperate fighting program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
May the manliest of all men come on down!
Nobody touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex kingpin of steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that bores me has gotta go!
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore who's discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
You need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince! The unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
I'll finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muzzles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi!
Deep into realms of romance!
The body of a child, the brain of a genius, the 2000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane!
Is this an army of idiots?
Fight and survive towards the one throne waiting at the end! The P1 Grand Prix where fierce fights will be fought! The battle begins tonight!
What was that?
What was that?
What? Sister complex kingpin of steel?
Was that me? Sister complex, kingpin of steel. I'm impressed. There's so much wrong with that phrase, I don't know where to begin. No, I should be thinking about that. Those words aren't the problem here. I wanted to make sure that the TV isn't plugged in. That was the midnight channel. It was actually showing was rather ridiculous, but thinking back, everything the midnight channel showed last year didn't make much sense either. Suddenly gripped my attention. Midnight channel is pinging again, I have to find out why. Pull out my cell phone and search for Yosuke's number.
Let's see, H. Hanamura Yosuke.
Quickly hit the call button. Does everyone know about this? Everyone aware that the Midnight Channel is still being broadcasted? Do they even know that it's showing us? That we've been given taglines that can only be described as uncharitable?
Hello, this is Yosuke.
Yosuke?
It's nothing. I just freaked out when you called all of a sudden. Yeah, that's it. What's up? Hey, when do you want to meet?
I can tell what's going on just by the sound of his voice. Yosuke knows about what's happened on the Midnight Channel just now, and he's trying to hide that from me. Considering that I've been out of Inaga for a while, I bet he's trying to keep me from worrying about it. There's no need for him to be concerned about that. And again, I can kind of understand how he feels. I'm his friend, after all.
And that's not why I was calling. I saw the Midnight Channel. You saw it too, right?
Uh-huh.
I can easily hear Yosuke panicking on the other side of the phone. He's probably surprised that I saw the Midnight Channel when I shouldn't even be in Inaba right now. Might be thinking that the Midnight Channel is now appearing on a national TV network. Sigh. Looks like Teddy didn't tell them after all.
Did Teddy not tell you? Since we're meeting up early tomorrow, I decided to come today. I figured you wouldn't think I could have seen it, so I gave you a call.
Well, I assumed you weren't here yet, so I didn't want to rely on you.
You haven't changed. So how about it? You're not gonna leave this be, are you, Captain Resentiment?
Why'd you zero in on that part? Did you see how they called you a Sister Complex Kingpin?
Mine's not that bad.
You think? Oh, I ought to tell you, that program's not the only strange thing lately. Teddy, Rise, and Kanji aren't here either. They disappeared.
For a moment, I'm at a loss for words. Not only has the Midnight Channel come back on, we've lost contact with 3 of our friends. A bad feeling about this. I can't believe that those two things are unrelated.
Alright, we should get together tomorrow like we planned.
Yeah, at the Jeunesse food court. Welcome back, partner.
So I'm reminded that I haven't even greeted Yosuke yet. Finally feel the sense of worry fade a little, and he answers with a smile.
It's good to be here.
No matter what has happened, our friends may be in danger. That's so, then there's only one thing to do. Speaking of things I have to do.
Oh, right. Sorry to say, I forgot to pick up your souvenir.
A souvenir? Don't even worry about it, man.
You sure? I thought you were really looking forward to it. Those nurses.
Nurses?
I had a feeling he wouldn't get it if I don't tell him flat out. This is rather hard to bring up, but oh well.
Yeah, Teddy asked me to get it for you. He said you were crushed that they got burned.
Oh, wait, this is all...
I didn't know you were into nurses.
Shut up! It's enough! Damn it, you're trying to wind me up, aren't you? Stay home, you jerk.
But I'm already here. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
At least it seems like he understands about his souvenir. In any case, the preparations have been made. Tomorrow I'll meet with everyone to sort through whatever information we have on this situation. If we have to, we'll go back into that world. It'd be best if this was all just our imaginations. But unfortunately, we know that the Midnight Channel wouldn't have appeared without a reason. I should make sure I'm ready for tomorrow and get some rest. Oh yeah, he certainly needs a rest. So far this looks more like a graphic novel than a game. This place is lively as always. I look across the food court on Yune's roof, first time in a while. Even though there aren't many people in Inaba, this place is exceptionally crowded. Well, so far the picture doesn't look crowded. Plus, because it's Golden Week as well, I feel like it's busier than usual. I happen to run into Yosuke at the elevators. We briefly greet each other. Guys are weird like that. The closer we are, the more simple our interactions when we meet each other face to face. The two of us step out of the food court. We immediately find Yukiko and Chi. They wave back at us from the bench they're sitting on.
Good to see you guys again.
Welcome back! We missed you! The guest of honor's finally here. You're looking well.
Welcome back. Should we...
Oh, he already knows about the Midnight Channel thing. He's actually the one who called me up about it.
Oh, I see. This has turned into a pretty thrown-together reunion, hasn't it? But I'm glad you came.
We chat some more while we all sit down. Then Yosuke stands up and clears his throat loudly. He's probably been waiting for the right moment to say something. He hasn't mentioned anything to me, but I can easily guess what he's about to say. We all look towards Yosuke.
Well, it sucks that we can't hang out more before jumping into another mystery, but to celebrate our partner's return, I hereby reinstate the investigation team in response to the Midnight Channel going back on the air last night.
Oh, the team is back! Just hearing that name again gets me all fired up. Yeah, let's do this!
I don't think the applause is necessary.
What? Been 2 months since we last saw each other, after all. She and Yukiko start chuckling when they struck, and though Yosuke seems sad at that, he still ends up laughing along as well. It's a relief to see that they're the same as always, but because of that, it makes me even more worried about the friends that aren't here right now. We can't start slacking off. We begin to sort through the information that we know about already.
Well, let's get cracking. I mean, this is no laughing matter. No one's heard from Teddy, Kanji, or Rise. Just those 3, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hold of Nautopin, but I didn't tell her about this stuff. She told me she couldn't make it today because of her job, so I didn't want to worry her. She seemed pretty bummed that she couldn't be here too.
If she has a reason for not being here and we can still contact her, then Naoto should be fine. That leaves Teddy, Rise, and Kanji. Not hearing back from them after the entire day has passed isn't normal at all. The relationship between their sudden disappearance and the reappearance of the Midnight Channel last night disturbed me.
One thing's been bothering me. The picture on the TV was very clear last night.
Yeah. Going by the pattern from last year, it wouldn't be that clear until after the victim entered the TV.
Hey, isn't this the first time a big group of people was shown together? Plus, we're still here. Why us anyway? And what's up with those insulting descriptions?
She seems pretty angry about it. Many of the locals know about the rumor of the Midnight Channel. In other words, this troubling broadcast has already been seen by who knows how many people. From what I've been told, the moment she tried to ask another student about the Midnight Channel, the other girl ran away with a look of fear on her face. It's no surprise that she would be angry. Still,
What bothers me most is Teddy. He was acting like the host of that show.
Yeah, and we can't find him.
This smells fishy. Then again, I doubt he would play a prank like this for no reason.
I guess we'll just have to go inside the TV and find out what's going on.
that's right, go inside the TV. Out of everything, that was the element that shook our common sense the most. Out of everything we experienced last year. Actually, the murders in last year's event happened in another world inside the television. This world is filled with monsters called shadows that are born from people's hearts. Because my friend and I gained personas, the power to defeat these shadows, we were able to enter TV screens and fight them.
Won't we be stuck in there without Teddy to give us an exit?
But even we persona users would find it extremely difficult to leave that world on our own. In order to come back, we need the exit TV that our friend Teddy was capable of creating.
Not so. I've had Teddy keep the exit TV out on that side.
Look at you, all prepared.
I mean, think about it. What if we were half asleep and fell into a TV when Teddy wasn't over there? Isn't that a scary thought?
Like anyone would be that clumsy.
Anyway, it sounds like it's safe for us to go investigate then.
No matter what the reason, it's reassuring to know that we have an exit strategy ready for us. To be honest, I almost fell into it the first time it appeared in my room after all.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's going on in there. Is everyone ready?
We're all good to go. To tell the truth, I had a hunch that this was going to happen.
We all share a look to confirm our intentions. All of them not back. I can see the seriousness in their eyes. Even though there was a 2-month gap since I last saw them, they still continue to put their trust in me. I feel a slight sense of pride as I stand up from the bench. The large screen TV in the electronics department is directly below the food court. That was the entrance we always used last year. So, into the TV. I don't know what to think of that. I really don't.
It's a holiday, so the store's full of people.
Huh. Feel like things are picking up around town.
You know, it's been a while since last time.
I'm a little nervous.
Wait, there's still people in this aisle!
Hey, get ready!
Huh?
Customers are going away!
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go!
Yeah! Isn't this different from usual? Oh no! What do we do?
What can we do? We can't stop now!
I hear a voice. It's a woman's voice. It sounds familiar to me. This voice is...
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Oh, hello, Margaret. I don't sense that there's distinctive floating feeling that I usually have when I enter the TV world. When I concentrate, I realize that I might be sitting in a chair. The moment I open my eyes, I see vibrant blue. The Velvet Room. Visited this place an untold number of times last year, and once more in my dreams yesterday. Never thought I would return to this place.
Huh? It's not a dream this time? What's going on? Didn't my contract end already?
He who usually sits front and center is nowhere to be seen. The one to greet me is the woman with silver hair, Margaret. Could it be a personal summoning then? That happened a few times last year too. Margaret smiles as if she sensed my suspicions.
This room is tied to your fate. Nothing that occurs here is meaningless. Though you reached an end to one journey, you now find yourself here again. This shows that you will once again be faced with a question.
A question? And something really is going on?
Another mystery has appeared, and we are about to be dragged into it again. Could that be what she means?
From here on, what befalls you will upset your status quo. It is true that you've opened the door once already, but all things change. Nothing ever remains the same. What you gained before will change over time as well. You will have to face them once again.
Face them? Again?
First thing that Margaret's words stir up in my mind is the sight of my friends' smiling faces. Is that going to change? No, that can't be true. And face them again? That's impossible. Once I wake up and leave this room, I should be with my friends. There's no need to jump to conclusions. But Margaret appears to have anticipated my thoughts and smiles while narrowing her eyes.
Show me how you will proceed down the path that awaits beyond the door you've opened.
Oh. I have no idea what to expect. So, let's say, my vision wavers and blue light before me vanishes quickly. Wait. I still need to know what you mean by those words.
Where am I?
Where did I get thrown to when I left the blue room? Scenery is so unexpected that I'm at a loss. This is the school. It's the music room of Yasugami High. I attended this school with my friends until recently. There's no mistaking it. We entered the TV together, so why am I here? And that's not right.
This is... No, wait. This has to be the TV world.
The graffiti on the ground. Jewish play active for some kind of ritual. Eerily shining eyes of the portraits on the wall. The more carefully I looked, the more I realized that this place is not the real Yasugami High. Most of all, I sensed no warmth from this place like I always did from the students who would come and go from here. This is a fake. It's definitely not a school I attended. But what happened to turn the world inside the TV to this? On top of that, we entered the TV from our usual entrance, but I ended up in a completely different place.
This has never happened before.
I also realized that my friends aren't with me either. Did we somehow get separated? Start to feel chills down my spine and look around.
Hello! Sorry for the wait! Greetings, boys and girls of Yasugami. The P1 Grand Prix is about to begin. There's no need for manners or courtesy or anything today, so let it all hang out. Tell us how you really feel.
What the?
I shout out question, but she doesn't answer. This is Rizu Kurikawa, another friend on the investigation team that we couldn't contact. Does she not hear me, or is she choosing not to respond? I ask myself this. I hear different voices echoing as well. I look around in surprise. These voices, not just from one or two people. See countless students staring at me from the hallways, entrance, everywhere I turn.
Huh?
May I have your attention, please? I, Rosette, will be your commentator. But first, the General has a few words for you all.
What's going on? Why are there so many people inside the TV world? Before I can think of any answers, Lisa makes another announcement. And as if on cue, the monitor in the music room turns on. What appeared on it was Teddy. He was wearing a strange hat and cape, much like he did on the Midnight Channel last night. First Lisa and now Teddy, what are they doing?
You're all here now. Well then, I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix!
That's the same as well. That's the same bizarre tournament that was shown on the Midnight Channel. Then, is Teddy really the one behind this insanity?
Teddy, what's going on here? We came to look for you and Rise and...
Always with the talking, Sensei. It's a big waste of time. Less talk and more fighting. With the next challenger, come on down.
Bye. Challenge. Ugh. Alright. Teddy looks away and makes a dismissive gesture. Smoke suddenly burst out from underneath me and robbed me of any visibility. Is there someone beyond that white curtain? Eventually my field of vision begins to clear. Keep my guard up, expecting anything. But who should appear but Yosuke? I hadn't expected to run into him like this. I'm relieved to see that he's safe. Teddy did say something about a challenge just a moment ago. I recall that the P1 Grand Prix that appeared on the Midnight channel looked a lot like some kind of fighting competition. Wait. Am I supposed to fight Yosuke now? That's not funny at all.
Great. They're expecting you and me to fight.
Looks like. Sheesh, what's Teddy thinking?
Yeah.
Starting that up already? I won't let you get all buddy-buddy with each other. These battles are fought to the death. Only the victor can proceed.
This joke's gone on far enough, Teddy. We're not gonna play along with that.
I look over at Yosuke, hoping that he would agree with me. But Yosuke did not appear interested in what I had to say.
Oh, really? I guess he should declare me the winner then.
Yosuke?
What? You don't plan on fighting, right? That means I win by default.
That was not what I was expecting to hear. What's cutting into you, Yosuke? Do you have some reason to be talking like this? I can't figure out what's going on. Yosuke continued to speak in a carefree manner. It said something that I simply couldn't believe.
Oh, but is that okay with you? I mean, since Nanako-chan's here and all?
Nanako's here?
Wait, really? You haven't seen her? She's with Teddy.
That can't be. Saw Nanako back at the house when I left this morning. But even then, Nanako can't enter the T-world on her own. But she's in this world? Can't believe it for a moment. But what if it is true? This coming into this world can tire a person out very quickly. On top of that, if someone who can't use a persona comes here, it can sometimes even be fatal.
Where is she? Yosuke, where's Nanako?
Whoa, what's gotten into you, partner? No need to get hysterical.
Why are you so calm about this? You know what happened to her last time she came here.
Nanako did come into this world once, last year. It was not something any one of us would have wanted to happen. That was the start of a whole chain of events. Remembering them is heart-wrenching even now. And yet, no, even then it might be wrong for me to lash out at Yosuke for the way he's acting. Calm down, I need to think straight here. All Yosuke said was that he's her with Teddy. Then was Nanako brought here by Teddy if he's the leader of this tournament?
Yosuke, be straight with me. Are you sure Nanako is with Teddy?
How should I know? If I had to guess, I'd say she's probably still with him. Man, are you alright? Are you that worried about Nanako-chan? It's no wonder people look at you funny, thinking you have a sister complex.
The sense of wrongness that I've been feeling this whole time is getting even stronger. True, Yosuke may say something insensitive things, but mostly that's because he reads too much into a situation and becomes outspoken. He's not the type of guy to enjoy making hurtful remarks like this.
Yosuke, are you alright? Huh? What are you talking about? I should be the one saying that to you. She's not even your real sister. All that big bro stuff really creeps me out. It was a while ago that I saw her. It's probably too late to save her now. You know how things went last year, after all.
Yosuke.
He's definitely not the Yosuke I know. Yosuke is my friend. He wouldn't be so callous as that. At least I thought so up until now. You were the one who had to face the pain of losing someone he cared about. When the murders first started last year, I can't hate him for accidentally mentioning someone who was dead. But the way he's acting, he's doing this on purpose. Silently draw my sword and face Yosuke.
Draw your weapon. You'll get your fight.
What? Dude, what are you saying? You told me you let me win by default.
To be honest, I was thinking that this Yosuke before me was some kind of fake. I even wondered if something had happened to him and Yosuke's shadow had appeared again in this world. This wrongness that they keep sensing is nothing like that. This probably is the real Yosuke. Strange as I feel it because these words really are coming out of the mouth of someone I never thought would say them. If so, then
I don't know if you're being controlled or if there's something else going on here. Either way, you must understand the best way to resolve the situation.
there's no way to tell if what I'm saying is getting through to him at all. But if I want to figure out what's going on, I'll just have to fall this trap once.
Sorry, but I'm gonna go all out. No hard feelings.
Huh? All that talk and you're gonna fight against your partner after all? Well, whatever. Let's hurry up and get this started. Ready?
Well, I know what to do, think and what to do.
Finally!
Here comes Yosuke-senpai! Sayonara Junis!
Not bad, partner.
This is quite a silly one! This is truly the fight of the century!
Over here! Easy luck!
Oh, an awakening! Will this turn the tables? The opponent still standing!
Kidding me.
All right, it's over. Time to leave.
Amazing, Sensei! Keep that up and zoom on ahead!
Ahead? You're gonna continue with this? Teddy, about Nanako.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. If you want to find out, you'll have to get to me. And I can't say why, but I think you should hurry.
The monitor shuts off. I still haven't learned anything about Nanako. But he did seem to have been expecting me to ask about her. I don't want to think about it, but Nanako really may be here. The moment the monitor turned off, the student began to leave like waves in a receding tide. No, they don't look like students anymore. There's something inhuman just taking the shape of students. I was too focused on the fight to notice, but it seems that two forms were coming through. They looked like silhouettes. Could they be shadows? Even so, I don't sense any hostility from them. Well, if they're not a threat and they're going away, there's no need to chase after them. Besides, there's something more important to do right now.
Yosuke, are you alright?
I walk towards where Yosuke lies collapsed on the ground and give him my hand to help him up.
Ow! Couldn't you hold back a little? I seriously thought you were gonna kill me.
The same went for you. I wouldn't have stood a chance if I held back on you.
Yosuke grimaces in pain as he stands, but he doesn't seem to have suffered any severe injuries. That's good. I knew I couldn't risk going easy on him, so I was a little worried that it actually hurt him. But once we get a good look at each other, Yosuke's demeanor suddenly changes.
Anyway, that aside, shut up about the nurses already. It's not like that's the only thing I ever think about.
What's this about nurses?
Huh? You were harping on it the whole time. How can you stand there and constantly bash my taste in women with a straight face? Is it such a crime to like nurses?
Wait a second.
I don't understand why he's suddenly angry, but he's not making any sense at all. Tell Yosuke to calm down and we go over what he thought had happened before the fight. We learned that our memories of what each of us had been saying didn't match up at all. According to Yosuke, it seems that I'd been, well, teasing him about his taste in women. Yosuke was so heated up over what I'd supposedly said that he almost went into graphic detail, but I stopped him before things went too far. I mean, really, it's best for both of us if we pretend that this had never happened. But thanks to our conversation after the battle, I've come to realize something. If we'd been hearing each other say things neither of us had been meaning to say, then...
Yosuke, let me ask you something. Is it true that Nanako is here in this world?
She is?
Yosuke is at a loss for words. He had no idea what I was talking about. Just as I thought. Yosuke doesn't know anything about Nanako. That's true, then what I had heard Yosuke saying before the fight was something that Yosuke couldn't possibly have said. This only makes me more convinced that I have the right idea. What I had heard wasn't what Yosuke had meant to say. I don't know how, but something else had made Yosuke say those words, even if he didn't know he was saying them. It reminds me Teddy on the screen had said that I needed to get to him if I wanted to find out the truth. Does it mean that Teddy has done this to us?
I guess there's no choice but to keep going.
Nanako is good friends with Teddy. I don't want to imagine it happening, but if Teddy wanted to kidnap Nanako, it's certainly possible he could have. I want to go home at once and check to make sure she's okay, but I have no idea where I am. Even worse, Teddy holds the means of returning to the real world. There's no way out of here unless I find Teddy on my own.
Taking off?
Yeah.
Well, be careful.
Be careful. I'm worried about you. Do your best. I sense a lot of emotion behind those words. Yes, know that now I'm hearing the real Yosuke. The Yosuke cheering me on to heart and leave the music room. Teddy has said that only the winner could go on in this tournament. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's probably not a lie. Yosuke understands that as well. That's why he's trusting me to sort it all out and let me go without much talk. He's frustrated that he can't help me out. Could just be jumping to conclusions there. After all, Teddy did say that was the rule, but we don't have any proof either way. Well, I might as well see what he meant by that. Stop walking and turn back to Yosuke.
Oh, one last thing. About those nurses.
Ah, quit it already! Are you out of your mind again?
He turns bright red and rushes towards me, flailing wildly in an attempt to stop me from finishing. And... There's a painful sounding noise as he runs into something invisible and slowly slides to the floor.
What is this?
Huh. So there's an invisible wall. Looks like the loser can't leave the room.
Looked like there's a force that prevents the loser from leaving the area where the fight took place. Likely that every time one of these battles happens here, the winners will get sorted out this way. That's annoying.
I see how it works now. Thanks.
If Teddy has really kidnapped Nanako, there's no time to lose.
Don't use me as your guinea pig. Wait, that's it? Hey, don't wear yourself out, alright?
Turn away as Yasuke shouts at me. Not to worry. Give him a quick smile before leaving the area for real this time. At that moment, I feel a wave of disorientation crash over me. Yes. I'm surprised that this is happening without warning, but it's not a threat. After all, I know this feeling all too well.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I had been leaving the music room, but now I'm sitting in the Velvet Room for some reason. Margaret greets me with her usual smile. This room truly is mysterious. Why would she summon me like this? Margaret sees my suspicious expression and speaks up.
Things have only just begun, and yet you already seem tired. The misfortune that has befallen you can be thought of as a sort of trial.
A trial?
I want to know the details behind her words, but I know that she won't answer me even if I ask. The inhabitants of the Velvet Room never reveal everything. That's because they can only watch over the choices the guests make. Margaret's smile broadens when she sees that I don't intend to ask her anything.
Indeed. I am an observer on your journey. I would do nothing so thoughtless as to force you to make choices. You do not need such provocations. I already know that you shine brilliantly enough.
The shine she speaks of. Could it be about my ability to use personas?
Yes, that is part of your brilliance. Personas are masks of resolution, strengthened by controlling one's heart, by forming bonds. You understand this well, don't you?
Yeah, that's how we all fought up till now.
Yes, indeed. But one's heart is intangible. It cannot be seen and cannot be felt. When polished, it releases a strong light unlike anything else. But it can also be clouded by trivial things. Have you ever felt that way? You may be more conscious of that fact than most, because you hold the power of the wild card.
Margaret's voice fades away as she answers me.
From here on, you will be forced to re-examine the things you know as bonds. How will you face the changes to come, and what choices will you make?
And I open my eyes again. I'm in the school's hallway. I turn around and see the door to the music room closed behind me. Was I only summoned to the Velvet Room in spirit? There's no way for me to figure out what just happened. And I think back on what Margaret had told me.
The changes, huh?
Even though the people of the Velvet Room avoid saying much, what little they do have to say always has meaning. Well, it's true that Margaret has said some strange things while I've known her, but she'd never said anything meaningless while on duty. I'd assume that this would be the case now. May have to keep her words to heart. In any case, I need to concentrate on this case for now. I'm sure I'll understand the meaning behind what she said when the time comes. Must proceed. So this bizarre place looks like nothing to the Yasugami High I attended. The building seemed strangely familiar as I ran through it. Then he had appeared on the monitor in the music room. From the looks of things, he appeared to be behind what was happening. But I'd heard Lisa's voice over the school's PA system before my fight with Yosuke. If this school works anything like a real one, I can make a good guess as to where Teddy and Lisa are.
It might be the announcement room.
But of course things aren't that easy. Those invisible walls keep getting in the way wherever I go. It seems that some of these walls don't let anybody through, no matter if they won or lost the fight. Every single time I run into one, I'm forced to take another path. It's like my route is already set for me.
I feel like I'm being led somewhere.
I stop for a moment in the hallway out of the practice building and mutter to myself. While I take a look around, where are they trying to lead me? The moment.
Hey, you there! You're one of them participants in that Grand Prix thing, right?
Voice that I don't recognize at all breaks me from my reverie. I instinctively jump back and draw my sword in surprise.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's the big idea? You could poke someone's eye out swinging that thing around.
Turn and see a girl that I've never seen before. Was she part of that crowd? Thought she looked like a real person. She was caught by surprise when I suddenly pointed my weapon at her. Although she flinches, her words don't lose any of their intensity. How bold. May seem like an odd thing to say, but it's what suddenly crosses my mind. But this girl doesn't seem to have any intention of attacking me. I shaved my sword, but remain cautious.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
Sorry ain't gonna cut it. What were you gonna do if you hurt one of the students here, huh? You can't go pulling that stuff without student council approval. All right, the jig is up. I'm putting the kibosh on this tournament right now.
Hey, wait, hold on a second. I'm not in this because I want to be. I'm trying to stop the tournament.
I'm trying to act non-threatening, but the girl continues to glare at me. Who in the world is this girl? She's wearing a Yasugami High uniform. She said something about the student council, but I don't recognize her. I don't encounter people in this world that often. The person is here, then they're either a person, a user, or a...
Why are you here, by the way? Wait, did you fall inside a TV?
That's right. Might have put it a little differently, but if she can't enter a TV herself, the only possibility is that someone threw her in. That was what was happening in the murders from last year.
All inside a TV? What kind of nonsense is that?
She's not aware of it. If she was a persona user, I don't see why she'd hide that fact. If she was trying to keep that from me, then she wouldn't have come to talk to me like this. And does that mean she is a victim after all? Carefully choose my words to avoid provoking the girl and introduce myself.
I'm Yu Narukami. I was a second year at Yasugami High until last year.
Huh? Last year? But that uniform.
Oh no, this is kind of my usual equipment when I'm in the TV world.
Equipment?
Never mind. Forget it.
Well, if you were only around till last year, I ain't gonna blame you for not knowing. I'm the new student council president. Nice meeting you.
Student council president. If I'm remembering correctly, the student council election should have taken place just before the holidays. I have no knowledge who won any of those elections since I'd left Inaba before they took place. That reminds me, I don't have any friends on the student council last year either. This girl may very well be the president. No reason not to believe her.
Now it's your turn to spill. You said you ain't in the tournament because you want to be. Then what are you doing here? And what's this tournament about in the first place?
I feel that if I don't explain things very clearly to her, it will only provoke her further. But trying to tell her everything about what's going on here will only confuse her. Leave out the fact that this place is inside the television and tell her about the other things that are going on. First, to tell her about Teddy, that a friend of mine is likely the one who set this tournament up. Second, that I encountered some of my friends who were dragged into this as well, but they were acting strangely. Third, that my cousin, Nanako, still in elementary school, may have been dragged into this mess. The girl, calling herself the student council president, seems skeptical while I talk, but eventually she sighs.
So if I got this right, you didn't start this, but your friend did. Well, you don't seem like you're lying.
It seems that she somehow grasped the gist of what I was trying to say. Thank her out of politeness, but she laughs and asks why I'm pranking her. There's still one more difficult task left at hand. I will make her understand that all this is within another world, one access by going through a TV screen. She still appears to be energetic, but it doesn't change the fact that she's in danger. I have to get her out of this world, no matter what.
Hey, that sounded like it came from the gym. I ought to tell you to go home, but I get that you're worried about your sis. Come on, let's go check it out.
We both start running at the same time. I reach the full running speed when something occurs to me. I'm surprised to see this Miss President keep his pace right beside me. Just standing still in this world would be strenuous for a normal person, but she doesn't even seem out of breath. It's quite impressive. I take a moment to quietly pray to the girl running next to me. We burst into the gym where all the noise came from, but there's no one here. Instead we see huge piles of stacked chairs. They're twisted and intertwined everywhere on the overfloor of the gym, forming huge towers that reach almost to the ceiling.
What is this? I'll go to all this trouble.
The girl stares up at the chairs, seemingly dumbfounded. Suddenly the monitor in the gym flickers to life. And as I expected, Teddy appears again in the press room.
Oh, are you on a hot date, Sensei? Well, that's fine with me, of course. But shouldn't you keep your mind on the fighting? Wow, you look so mortified. That's the face I was hoping to see.
Not saying anything completely straight, but he's obviously hinting that he knows I'm worried about Nanako. I know that saving Nanako is important, but I can't leave Miss President here alone and abandon her to this world either. Still, I feel Teddy's words cause me to doubt myself, and Miss President raises her voice.
Hey, you! You're the ringleader of this mess, aren't you? What's the idea? Raising a ruckus like this without running it by the student council. Pack it in and clean all this up already.
She speaks as fast and clearly as she had when I first met her. After getting a clear look at her, I feel like I've come to realize where she gets her courage from. She truly wishes to protect her school. Her strong awareness of her duty is surpassing her fear. But Teddy on the monitor looks annoyed and sneers at Mr. President. It's incredibly detestable. I can't believe that Teddy can even make such a malicious expression.
What's that tiny thing? I'm in the middle of an important conversation with Sensei. Oh, yappy little mutt like you should be muzzled and sit in the corner. Sit, puppy, sit.
He has absolutely no intent of dealing with her seriously. Miss President turned bright red in humiliation from being brushed off like that. This is enough. I take a step forward to put myself between the monitor and Miss President.
I'll take it from here. It's alright. There's nothing to worry about.
Miss President's lips are trembling. She must be angry that there's nothing she can do herself. I don't want to let those feelings continue, so I turn to face the Teddy on the monitor.
That was pretty harsh, Teddy. Hard to believe a womanizer like you would say such things.
What's so attractive about a shameless liar like her?
Liar? You know something about her?
The way he said that makes it sound as if there's some history between the two of them. But as usual, he doesn't bother to give any details in his answer.
Come on, Sensei. Your opponent's getting tired of waiting for you.
No.
With the next challenger, come on down.
After that line, another cloud of smoke rises from the floor. But this time, it is Yukiko who appears.
Oh, thank goodness you're safe. What's the matter?
It's nothing. Are you alright? Has anything odd happened to you?
Odd? No, I don't think so.
Yukiko seems alarmed to see me in a defensive posture. I feel my shoulders relax and relief as I shift my way to stand normally. Seems that she hasn't been affected like Yosuke had. I didn't think I'd been that tense though. Now, that's the Yukiko I remember. She's as sharp as always, exactly when we need her. If she's not being confused, then I can immediately ask for help. Try to explain what I need from her.
Nanako might be in here. I'm heading to the announcement room where Teddy is. I need you to protect this girl from me. She might be a victim of all this.
Motion towards Miss President standing next to me. Yukiko looks at me in surprise. I don't blame her though. But what Yukiko said next was even more surprising.
Why do I have to do that? It's not like I know her or anything.
I'm not going to help her because I don't know her. That's really what she's saying. I understand that she might be cautious when meeting someone for the first time, but would Yukiko really think that way? It's got to be the same as with Yosuke. That same uncanny sense of wrongness is coming back to me when I hear Yukiko speak.
Yukiko, not you too. Calm down and listen to me. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Huh? What are you saying, officer? I can hear you clearly. What did you mean by you too?
When I tried to question her, Yukiko's expression turned to normal. I can't tell anymore. She doesn't look like she is being controlled by someone. Am I overthinking this too much? At the very least, she doesn't seem enthusiastic about his P1 Grand Prix.
This is probably a trick the enemy is playing on us. They're trying to get us to fight each other. I'll say it one more time, Yukiko. I'd like you to protect this girl from me.
Sorry, but I don't know how to put this. It just feels like you're being really selfish. You always help people who have nothing to do with you, and I admire that. But where does that leave us?
It's always your friends who get put in danger because of your self-centeredness.
I'm used to hearing her voice, but her words are scathing. I'm convinced now. There's no obvious change in her attitude like there had been with Yosuke, but something must be warping Yukiko's words too. Her words may seem like a sound argument, but she means something else. I don't care if someone who isn't related to me gets hurt. That's definitely not something Yukiko would say. Yukiko would never say something that disrespects the value of life like that. But be deluded. Yeah? Oh yeah, happened to Yukiko. To Yosuke, it's happening to Yukiko too. I don't understand the details, but Yukiko hadn't had a complete change of heart.
Yukiko.
What the? You could?
I draw my sword, Miss President quickly tries to stop me. But I can't outrun her right now. Battle will clear this up this pointless misunderstanding between us, and the time to fight is now.
Ooh, now that's our senpai. You'll show no mercy, not even to a girl if it's for your own goals. You're a real bastard with a sister complex. Keep it up and bring 'em all down.
I ignore the tones being delivered in a racist voice. Even if our words aren't getting through to each other, we fight without understanding what's going on. We'll come to an understanding later. I have to believe. About myself and my friends. I hold my sword to decide to protect Miss President, who is standing behind me.
Sorry, but you need to stay back. Whatever you see here, try to stay calm. Promise me you won't run away.
What happens next will probably surprise her greatly. I doubt Miss President will run away. She's already shown me how strong her determination is. I glance at her over my shoulder. Although she looks worried, she still gives me a slight nod of agreement. Now, time to do this. I must end this as quickly as possible.
Persona!
Concentrate all my senses to summon my strength of heart, my persona, Janagi. Allow myself to go easily on Yukiko, she will surely defeat me. Yukiko smiles faintly and takes a battle stance. She resisted the idea of protecting Miss President, but she seems to have no qualms whatsoever about fighting me. There's definitely something else controlling her.
Come, Konohana Sakuya.
Yukiko's black hair forms graceful arcs in the air as a persona. Konohana Sakuya rises behind her. That's right, the usual Yukiko should have a beautiful heart like this. And for me, I will save you.
Final.
Yukiko Senpai and her fans are taking the stage. This is truly the fight of the century.
Not enough.
God, self-righteous friends showing how they really feel by beating the crap out of each other. That's the real thrill of the P1 Grand Prix!
I don't care to hear any more of Teddy's jests. Still have reservations about fighting against my friends, but I know there is no other way to save them. I am resolved to do what must be done. Also, there's no knowing if Teddy and Risha have been affected just like Yosuke and Yukiko had. If they are, then there's no use in trying to talk to them through the monitor like this. That's a conclusion I've come to, but Miss President seems to have other ideas.
How much further are you gonna push this? Why are you doing it anyway? These guys are friends. What's so much fun about making friends fight each other?
Miss President vents her frustration to his image on the monitor, but I was a bit surprised at how she worded it. She seemed more upset that he was making friends fight each other, not why he had dragged the entire school into this mess. We've only just met, but she clearly sympathizes with us and understands the pain we're going through. I'm embarrassed but proud at the same time. A girl with such compassion would be a great student council president. It's no wonder she was elected to represent the student body of Yasugami High.
It's alright. Thanks, though.
It's not alright. This is...
She's still worked up and she lashes out at me. Perhaps her heart is a little too honest, but her anger sets my mind at ease. She's right. What General Teddy is doing right now cannot be forgiven. Glare at the monitor.
Sorry, but you're not getting your wish.
What?
Did you think this would be all it took to break us apart? That it would make us hate each other? Sorry to say, but that's a huge mistake on your part. I believe in my friends. They'll never get taken in like that.
You're so stupid! What kind of sensei are you?
I'm warning you now. If you really are Teddy, then we'll get you back to normal no matter what it takes. Even if it costs us our lives. But if you're an imposter, hiding behind Teddy's face, I will make you pay for toying with us.
Teddy scouts and turns around. The monitor suddenly switches off. Suddenly turning on us without any signs of remorse. That's not like Teddy at all. No, he's most likely not a real Teddy. Seeing the anger in his face only strengthened my suspicions. Someone wants me taking Teddy's form to make it look like he's the one committing these acts.
That girl's come around.
Immediately rush to Yukiko's side.
Yukiko, are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't go easy on you.
No, it's okay. You weren't your usual self, but I could tell by your eyes that there was something going on. I'm sorry too. Did I hurt you?
Kinda, yeah. I sure wouldn't want to get into it with you again.
Try to pass it off as a joke and we look at each other and laugh. Things are going the same way as they had with Yosuke. It's becoming clear now.
Hey, did I say things that offended you earlier?
Yes. You did.
Yukiko hesitates, as if even remembering it is a difficult experience. What in the world did my illusion say to her? That was something horrible. Whoever's doing this is certainly finding the most annoying way of getting us to fight. But what I supposedly said to her doesn't matter. Yukiko is still hesitant to bring it up, so I tell her not to worry about it.
I don't need to know what I said. I just wanted to see if my guess was right. It looks like our enemy has the power to confuse our senses. My first opponent was Yosuke, and he told me a similar story after we fought.
Huh? You said something bad to Yosuke-kun too? What did you tell him?
You sure you want to know?
If I'm the only one admitting to what happened, that's not fair, is it? curiosity is in line with the Yukiko, I know. I evade the issue with a smile and call out to Miss President, who's standing behind us.
What kind of people are you?
Hmm? Oh, right. We used our personas.
Yeah, we should at least explain to her what's going on.
She did see everything that had just happened. This would be a good opportunity to tell her everything. I introduced Miss President and Yukiko to each other and fill in the parts that I had left out in my previous explanation. I tell her about the personas. Tell her that we're actually in a world inside the television. I tell her how the scenery here changes according to the hearts of the people who enter it. She looks doubtful while I'm talking, but considering that she's just seen our personas only moments ago, she doesn't immediately deny it. Still, it seems that she can't accept it all either. She crosses her arms as if lost in thought. On the other hand, it seems that Yukiko didn't know that Yasukami High had a new student council president either. Yukiko apologizes for not having paid attention to the elections in April.
And that's it in a nutshell.
So, that's what you meant by falling into a TV.
Yeah, which makes me believe this school could be a part of your mind that's materialized.
This school came from me? That's a lot to swallow.
I'm not surprised. Why is it different this time around, though? Usually the victim's shadow appears first.
That's right, I have doubts about that too. There's a reason why it's dangerous for people who can't use their personas to enter this world. Besides the obvious reasons, such as not being able to escape and being unable to protect themselves from shadows, a person's shadow separates from them. The shadows that split off are strongly attached to the original people they came from and will try to harm them to try to become independent identities. I hadn't given it much thought since Miss President seemed so energetic, but it's still possible that this has happened to her as well. Put this together with the conversation I had with Teddy a moment ago and come to a conclusion.
The Teddy who's hosting this tournament, what if he's actually this girl's shadow?
Huh?
I noticed he got agitated when I called him an imposter. A fake Teddy would mean he's someone else using Teddy's form.
I see. If this place reflects Miss President's heart, her shadow must be here. And right now, the strongest candidate is...
That's right. We both saw an illusion, then at the very least the enemy has the power to delude our senses and make us see and hear things that aren't there. On top of that, it can alter what others hear us say and see us do. If it can do that, then I can easily see that our enemy can use that power to change its appearance. That means it could be impersonating Teddy and leading this tournament. It still leaves the question as to why it would take on the appearance of someone it doesn't know. I've seen shadows in the past that took on bizarre appearances, but this is the first time I've seen one impersonating an existing person. Does this shadow have some kind of objective? When I come to my senses, I see that Miss President has turned pale and is staring down at the ground. All this talk of shadows and another world doesn't seem to be reaching her, but she seems troubled at the thought that she might be causing all this trouble. I'm about to tell her that the actions of a shadow aren't her fault, but Miss President rises to her feet.
I'm gonna check out the announcement room. That General Teddy's behind the whole shebang, right? And if he came from me, then I gotta own up to the responsibility. A student body president, I can't let this go.
Wait, you're being reckless. We'll take care of the shadow. You need to...
What? Get out of this TV world? And how am I supposed to do that? Go on, show me the door.
Well...
Her eyes are filled with the fires of determination, just as they had been when I first met her. The sense of responsibility and her awareness of her duty say that she will never back down.
You little cousins in the announcement room, and you're gonna go save her, right? I might not be as strong as the two of you, but I'm no slouch in a fight. Wouldn't it be better if we went together?
No, don't you understand? This world is...
I know it's dangerous, but there's gotta be something only I can do to help. Hell, that aside, I can't leave after causing so much trouble. Making friends fight each other. I'm going on ahead. You don't want to waste time arguing, yeah?
Miss President declared this in a voice that broke no argument and takes up running. Yikes, I'm not expecting her to behave rashly like this. Remember how fast she can run. I'm going to go after her. I need to go at once or I'll lose her.
Please, you have to go after her.
Yukiko sees me hesitate and knows exactly what to say. She's right. There's so much we don't understand, but there's no way the investigation team can let the victim run off to die. Yukiko ignored the fact that I'd be leaving her here alone and tells me to follow a girl whom she's only just met. This is the exact opposite of the behavior she'd been displaying before the fight. Now that is Yukiko Amagi, I know. I'm ashamed that I had even slightly let myself be confused by the way I had heard her speak before and I answered her.
I believe in you.
Yukiko turns to me and I turn and begin running as fast as I can. I have to rely on the faint echoes of footsteps ahead to pursue Miss President through the school. I can't use my memories of the school in order to navigate because the invisible walls are everywhere. But the announcement room is upstairs. That obviously limits the path she can take. I will catch up with her no matter what. Well, I wonder. I've been running after Miss President for a while, but I still can't get sight of her. She's so fast, it's almost supernatural. I begin to think that her path may not be hindered by the invisible walls. Wait a second. Now that I think about it, she's not a participant in P1 Grand Prix. She didn't appear in the introduction video, and even though she'd been there when I faced up with Pico, she wasn't affected by the rules. Could she be able to walk through these walls? If so, then catching up to her would be quite difficult. Just as I am thinking this, suddenly a blue door appears in my path. I've seen it before. This is the entrance to the velvet room. I don't have time to deal with this, or so I think. But when I consider the timing of its appearance, I can't help but feel that there might be a reason for it. I make up my mind and reach for the door. As I walk through the door, I feel a slight sense of lightheadedness and I close my eyes reflectively. I open my eyes, I'm seated in my usual position, and Margaret is smiling quietly at me, as if nothing is different. When she sees that I've noticed her, she speaks, as if aware of my impatience.
You seem flustered, but time has no meaning here.
Margaret politely points it out, knowing that I'm in a hurry. Time is meaningless, huh? I thought I had figured out a few things about this room, but it seems that there's still more for me to learn about it. If time doesn't pass while I'm in this room, then I should concentrate on what she's about to tell me. Once again, as I read my thoughts, Margaret smiles.
It seems you've emerged victorious and have come away with a piece of the truth. Though you are in a garden of deceit, you have the vision to go forward. Very impressive.
Is that student council president's shadow really the cause of all this then?
Who can say? All I know is that you are getting ever closer to the truth.
Well,
There is one thing I can tell you.
Margaret's gold knights are fixed on mine.
If that girl's shadow is the cause of this misfortune, she will face her trial. But it's separate from your fate. You have your own trial to overcome. Keep that to heart.
My own trial.
I didn't mean to, but I repeat what Margaret had just said.
Everyone sees various things in you that draw them to you. Salvation, hope. I myself find fascination in watching over you. Fate may not be the author of your trials, but you are destined to be tested.
Margaret smiled mischievously and nodded toward me. Another slight feeling of lightheadedness passes and I return to that otherworldly school. The blue door is nowhere to be found, as if it had never been there to begin with. I look up. Still don't understand what own trial is supposed to be. But for some reason, my mind has cleared up a bit. In any case, I need to keep chasing after Miss President. And now I immediately see a recognizable feature, a long ponytail. I found her.
Wait! It's too dangerous to go alone.
Miss President turns around in response to my voice. She's smiling. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Color me impressed that you managed to catch up to me so quick.
This calmness. Had she expected that I would follow her? I'm beginning to feel like she's toying with me. But I understand now. Nothing I can say to her will change her mind. There's no helping it then.
Promise me that you won't leave my side. And you can't do anything rash. If you can't agree to those terms, I'll have to force you into protective custody. This is a matter of life and death for you.
Sure thing. Then let's get to that announcement room together.
I thought that I'd be able to keep her in check by saying that her life was in danger, but she didn't seem to take any notice. She just shrugged and accepted my proposal. Sigh. It's quite hard to deal with. I'm not sure if she knows how I'm feeling, but she speaks up.
Hey, mind if I ask you something?
What is it?
There's a moment of silence. Just as I'm about to ask her to go on, Miss President continues.
It's tough, being forced to fight your friends, huh? Sorry. You don't gotta answer.
She must still be thinking about the fight with Yukiko. True, I'm slightly hesitant to talk about any of this, but it's a question that must be answered. That's how it feels to me.
No, you're right. If I could avoid it, I would. But I believe in my friends.
You mean your friends won't hate you after the fight? Or you think they'll understand that you don't really want to fight?
I don't know. Both, maybe. I mean, there's no way we'd fight each other without some kind of reason.
Won't she believe that answer? Study Miss President's face. When she opens her mouth, she has an unexpectedly gloomy look in her eyes.
What if you had to kill each other?
Kill each other? Truly hadn't anticipated that question. I'm caught off guard by how I hadn't even considered it. It's true, there's no guarantee that this General Teddy won't suddenly decide to make his fight to the death on a whim.
Sorry, that was probably over the line. I don't know why I said that.
I wouldn't let it happen.
Even if I was forced into such a situation, I would never follow that order. That's all I can say right now. After hearing my answer, Miss President casts her eyes down again. Seeing that behavior, how did I put this, felt a sense of incongruity. could that be? Something doesn't feel like her. Could Miss President be carrying some unimaginable burden that she has yet to confide in us? Is it so heavy that she would ask that question of me? Speaking of which, if General Teddy does turn out to be her shadow, what does that mean about whatever repressed thoughts she truly has? Suddenly it seems that her courageous and cheerful demeanor are a mirror image of that. A light sense of fear chills my spine. My thoughts race through my head while we walk down the hallway.
What are you doing?
Ugh, I thought I broke my nose for a moment. That invisible wall again. No, I should have been expecting them. I realized, my God, I walked right into one. The nose and waved away Miss President, who looks concerned.
There's an invisible wall. I don't think I can go through here.
An invisible wall? Oh, that must have been why you broke out of the mime act every now and then. Well, if I can pass through, it must only be blocking the tournament fighters. This world sure is out there.
Miss President walks right through the place I had bumped into. So that must be the case. As I'd imagined, Miss President is unaffected by these walls. Is it because she's not one of the fighters in the Grand Prix? Of course, if General Teddy really is a shadow, maybe the normal rules don't apply to her. The entrance leading into the school building is ahead of us. But perhaps worst of all is that the wall I had just walked into is blocking me from reaching there. I'll just have to find some other way. Nope, there are walls there too. The same can be said for the direction towards the entrance. Thought crosses my mind as I check back the way we had come. As I thought, another invisible wall has formed where I had just passed, and I can't go back. With walls in every direction, there's nowhere I can go. I'm trapped. And if I can't go anywhere, this can only mean one thing.
Be careful. This probably means.
The moment I call out to Miss President, General Teddy appears on the monitor in the entryway. Means my first round in P1 Grand Prix is about to begin.
Is your snout okay, Sensei? Jeez, you're such a klutz.
You're still using that form? It's getting old. Why don't you just show your true self?
Boy, you got peevish. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I was intentionally trying to rile him up, but he wasn't falling for it. It looks like I'm not going to get him to reveal anything that way. I quickly changed tactics.
Okay. So who's my next opponent?
Ooh, now you're getting into the spirit of things. Let me guess, you're starting to enjoy beating up your friends? Yippee! Okay, with the next challenger, come on down!
The general doesn't pick up on my intention and loudly yells out what appears to be his pre-battle catchphrase. Smoke pours out, and who should appear from the smoke but the person I was expecting to see? Four of us entered the TV together. I've already fought against Yosuke and Yukiko. Then.
That's what I thought. They're the last of us, after all.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be next, too.
She laughs along with me. A moment there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her voice and I can't let my guard down around her. After all, I felt the same way when I encountered Yukiko too. But But as they say, the third time is the charm. I have to see if she's in her right mind. I decided that the best way to do that is to be calm and start a conversation with her.
Chie, you know what they're doing, right?
Before I can begin to explain, she cut me off.
Yeah, I know. The stuff we say gets twisted around so we end up fighting each other, right? Don't worry. You're the son of a bitch who left us as soon as the last case ended, but you're still our good friend. I mean, you have it easy. You're just fighting your friends. I have to keep killing over and over, all because of you humans!
Now this is obvious. She is clearly not herself. So blatant her words don't offend me at all. Well, it's not just out of character, but she would never say anything like that. And you humans, that's as good as confessing that you're not human. Alright, carnivore, was it? Miss President is watching us from nearby. She looks more dumbfounded than worried. Still, she said at the end caught my attention. To keep killing over and over.
More stuff about killing, huh? This president was talking about it earlier, too. This must be.
It hurts. It hurts. I'll give you a taste of the pain they put me through!
She's not even trying to sound like Chi anymore. Can't even begin to understand what she's talking about. But if Shadow is intentionally making people say these things, what does this mean about Miss President? Killing each other? All because of humans? What kind of secret path could the new student council president of Yasakami High be harboring? Nope, now's not the time for this. I'll have to look into this after we've cleared up all the confusion between us.
Let's do this, Chie.
Don't her words and draw my sword. Louise's voice echoes through the area as if she was waiting for this.
Well, round 3 of the P1 Grand Prix already. Word on the street is that the carnivore may have a slight advantage. Will you, Senpai, all talk and no skill, manage to eke out a win this time? Let's get this show on the road. Ready?
One. I lower my sword and begin slowing my breathing. Don't believe I've injured Chi too badly. Considering this was my first time having to do this, I feel like I'm getting pretty good at not having to seriously wound people in a fight.
Wipe that smug look off your face. This isn't fun at all.
General Teddy has seen the fight ended without any injuries and spits his words through the monitor. The image on the monitor then disappears without anything further. Let him say whatever he wants. I fought all the friends I came into the tea with, and none of them are hurt. All that's left is to head to the announcement room and make sure Nanako is safe. Then we'll be able to go home. I walk over to Chi and help her up off the ground. She's come back to her senses and she seems a little sheepish.
I think so. Man, you're strong. I'm kind of shocked at how much of a difference there is between us.
Look who's talking. Never been kicked around so badly in my life. Wait for Chi to reach her feet and then tell her everything that's happened up to this point.
So the others are safe too? What a relief. I was pretty worried.
She's so relieved that she sits down on the floor once more. Can't help but smile at that reaction. She really does care about her friends. Yeah, these are the people I believe in. Seeing us exchanging smiles like nothing was wrong, Miss President sounds perplexed when she speaks up.
You guys really are tight, aren't you? Makes me jealous.
Well, we did spend a whole lot of time together last year because of that case. Sure, I was surprised to hear such weird stuff coming from him, but I know he'd never say any of that to me. Wait a sec. Who are you?
Oh, I forgot about that. Quickly introduce Miss President and tell Chi that she may be a victim of this case. But Chi looks again at Miss President suspiciously.
Huh? The student council president? You mean ours? That doesn't seem right. I remember the new president being a guy.
What are you saying? I'm the student council president. Who else would I be?
I'm pretty sure, though. Maybe if you told me your name, I'd remember.
My name?
Miss President stops moving. What's going on? She can't tell us her name. That's not that strange a question, is it? For some reason, Miss President seems unable to answer. I sense some kind of incoherent melancholy from her. She and I share a tense glance.
My name's...
What's wrong?
My memories. No, I don't want to fight anymore. Why do we have to kill one another?
Kill one another. Gasp when I hear the words fall from her mouth. I don't know what's crossing her mind right now, but she's definitely not acting normally. Glance at Chi and then try to approach Miss President in the hopes of calming her down. Oof. Without warning, Miss President begins flailing her arms as if trying to ward off demons that only she can see. She reaches out and touches her in concern. Miss President's arm catches Chi and easily knocks her aside.
Chi!
What power! Barely managed to catch Chi before she slams into the concrete wall. Still, this sudden breakdown. What in the world's happened to Miss President? As she helps Chi back to her feet, we carefully approach her from both sides. It will be a little rough, but it can't be helped. We can't ask her anything while she's like this. At the moment...
What?
No way!
Before I know it, Miss President is flying through the air. She was jumping. For a moment I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. This is no ordinary leap. She was at a standstill, but now her entire body is suddenly up higher than my head. Her jumping ability is unbelievable. She and I look up in astonishment as Miss President kicks off the ceiling to change directions and lands at a full run.
Wow. Who is that girl? Did I say something to offend her? She did mention something about her memories.
Come to think of it, her memories did seem a little muddled. Maybe she was on the verge of getting them back.
What kind of memory would make her go nuts and run away like that?
I can't answer Chi at all. What if you had to kill each other? I hear Miss President's sad voice in my head. She apparently wasn't expecting me to answer her, and she continues.
I'll wait here. Make sure you rescue her, okay?
Her voice is strong and confident. To drive the point home, she pokes my chest with her finger as if ordering me. Even though she might be in danger herself, she's still worrying about others. All my friends are like that. That makes me really happy right now. I asked she if she'll be able to ride on her own. She fired back, let me worry about that. I nod to her and begin running after Miss President once more. I will save her no matter what. Wow. Oh, this is surprising. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time for me to stop right now and go something and do other things. Thank you all for watching. Remember,